Today we're going to talk about what needs to be in your emergency supply kit. If you remember a few weeks ago we talked about we went through the 20 weeks of preparedness on our Facebook page and had some great responses to the questions we had about what do we need in our emergency preparedness kit. So today we're going to do a quick recap. We're going to talk about the basic things that we need during a disaster. Some of the things are like a roll of duct tape, some safety goggles are always good things to have. Some basic tools in case you need to secure your utilities or loose pipes around the house. Always a good idea to have some pliers or a multi-purpose type tool. That way if you have any kind of loose connections or any kind of things that you may need to cut or tighten up around the house or in the yard. A good sturdy pair of work gloves for safety purposes. Flashlights are always needed in those emergency supply kits, but don't forget about to have those extra set of batteries. Always remember to check and make sure that flashlight's always working. And like I said, those emergency supply kits need that extra set of batteries, which are replaced on an annual basis. Dust mask for those after disaster cleanup projects. Extra set of non-latex type gloves are always good to have in there. Other things that need to be in that emergency supply kit is your documentation. Simple pads of paper and pens are good to have, plus the documentations that you're going to need. Insurance policies, copies of maybe your driver's license, deeds to properties and things like that are important documentations that need to be in that emergency supply kit in case you have to evacuate your property. Other things that need to be in there's a first aid kit. It doesn't need to be a large kit, just the basic supplies, band-aids, basic bandage supplies. Those kind of things are important to have that emergency supply kit. Non-perishable foods, bottles of water are an essential. We don't want anyone to get dehydrated in any type of emergency event. Things like canned soups and vegetables and things like that have a long shelf life are good to have in that emergency supply kit. When we think about non-perishable foods and our canned items, don't forget about the old standard manual can opener. It's great to have the canned foods, but if we don't have the manual can opener, it can be very frustrating when we try to get into those kind of products. Don't forget about medication. So many times on these quick events, we forget about our medications. Make sure don't forget about the medications. Make sure they're stocked up, ready to go. Non-prescription medications and your medications that you may need for whatever type of issues you may have is so very important. Don't forget about personal hygiene, making sure you have those extra products that you may need stowed away in that emergency supply kit for all family members that may be needing to evacuate. Other things that we always recommend is a weather radio. They come in many different shapes and sizes. This is a battery backup one, so in the event that power goes out, you still have communications with the National Weather Service, and you'll be able to get those alerts if the power's out. So that's just a few basic items that we recommend that you can find at most of your retail stores out there. Like I said, go back to our social media pages, our Facebook pages will have some of those items listed there. Follow us on our social media pages at GCEMD and at GT County SC. We're always pushing out that information, and it's never too early to prepare for any type of disaster. And we just ask that you just be safe and be ready for that next disaster.